Gentlemen, let me be direct. Imagine pressing one hidden spot on your body for just 60 seconds and suddenly restoring the kind of firm, powerful erections you thought were gone forever. I'm talking about a natural way to bring back blood flow, sensitivity, and confidence, even if you are 60, 70, or 80 years old. This isn't a gimmick. It's real medicine meeting timeless wisdom, and it can change the way you feel as a man. My name is Biblio. I am a urologist and men's health specialist with more than 30 years of experience helping older men reclaim their vitality. Over the decades, I've sat across from thousands of men who whispered their frustrations about fading strength in the bedroom. And I've guided them toward proven practical solutions that restore hope. Most men think that once potency declines, the only answers are pills or simply learning to live with it. But that is not true. There is a place on your body almost no one talks about. A point that has been recognized in traditional medicine for centuries. Modern science is now confirming its power to unlock circulation, nerve health, and pelvic strength. Here's my promise. If you massage this spot for just 1 minute a day, you can improve blood flow, relax the pelvic floor, and awaken the very systems that fuel strong erections and lasting vitality. And in just a moment, I'll show you exactly where this spot is, how to find it, how to massage it correctly, and the simple oils that make it even more effective. Stay with me because this may be the one piece of knowledge that brings your potency back. Before we get started, I'd love for you to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of my health advice created especially for men in their golden years. And if today's message resonates with you, let me know by typing 1 in the comments. If it doesn't, type 0 so I can keep improving and bring you the guidance you truly need. Now, before I show you exactly where this powerful spot is, we need to understand why things change after 50. Erections that were once effortless begin to fade, not because manhood disappears, but because specific changes inside your body slowly reduce circulation, nerve sensitivity, and pelvic muscle strength. 1. Why things change after 50. Let me speak to you as honestly as I would if you were sitting across from me in my office. I've seen it in hundreds of men. At first, things seem to be working fine, and then slowly, year by year, changes creep in. Erections that used to arrive almost automatically start taking more effort. What once felt strong and reliable may now feel uncertain, sometimes fading halfway or never even arriving at all. And it's not just about intimacy. It's about confidence, about how you see yourself as a man. Many men tell me that when this begins to happen, they feel as if part of their identity is slipping away. But I want you to know you are not alone, and this is not your fault. The truth is, after the age of 50, your body is going through very specific changes. First, the pelvic floor muscles, the ones responsible for controlling urination and erections, become both tight and weak at the same time. That may sound impossible, but imagine a rubber band that has been stretched too long. It feels taut, but the strength and snap are gone. That's what happens inside your body. The tension makes circulation more difficult, yet the lack of strength means the muscles can no longer support erections the way they used to. Second, your blood vessels themselves change. With age, they lose flexibility, becoming stiffer and narrower. That means blood doesn't flow into the penis as easily or as quickly as it once did. Erections depend on rapid, strong blood flow. And when those vessels can't expand, the firmness and staying power suffer. Third, the nerves in the pelvic region become compressed. Years of sitting, stress, poor posture, and even scar tissue from past inflammation all contribute to a kind of slow suffocation of the very pathways that carry pleasure signals. The result is duller sensation, weaker arousal, and slower response. Now, you may be thinking, this sounds like a hopeless combination: weak muscles, stiff vessels, and compressed nerves. But here's where I want you to lean in. Just because this is common does not mean it is permanent. These problems are not a life sentence. They are signals from your body asking for help, asking for stimulation, asking for circulation to be restored. And the surprising truth is there is a specific spot on your body hidden in plain sight that, when massaged correctly, can reverse much of this decline. It's a spot most men have never paid attention to, yet it holds the key to reawakening circulation, nerves, and strength. In the next part, I'll reveal exactly where that spot is and why it's been called the $1 million point. 2, the secret spot, the perineum. Now that you understand why things begin to change after 50, let me share something most men never hear about, even in a doctor's office. There is a small hidden area on your body that holds the power to influence your erections, your prostate health, and even your bladder control. This area is called the perineum, sometimes known in traditional medicine as the $1 million point. It sits quietly between your scrotum and your anus, a place few men pay attention to until they learn how vital it truly is. I'll be honest with you. When I first began practicing medicine decades ago, I didn't give much thought to the perineum either. Like many doctors trained in Western medicine, my focus was on pills, procedures, and surgeries. But as I listened to my patients and watched how their bodies responded, I realized something powerful. This overlooked spot is like a hidden intersection where several highways of male health converge. Think about it. Beneath that small patch of skin run major blood vessels that supply the penis. These vessels are like the pipelines delivering the fuel needed for a strong, firm erection. Alongside them are crucial nerves that carry the signals of arousal and pleasure to your brain. Without those signals, intimacy becomes muted, like a song played through broken speakers. The root of the penis itself anchors in this very region. And just above sits the prostate, an organ that plays a central role in sexual and urinary health. All of these structures meet here, layered together in a space smaller than the palm of your hand. So when circulation slows, when nerves grow dull, when muscles tighten, it is often at this crossroads that problems accumulate. And here's the extraordinary part. By applying gentle, consistent massage to the perineum, you can directly influence all of these systems at once. It's as if you were sending a signal to your body to wake up, to release, to flow again. Men who begin stimulating this area often describe it as if the traffic jam inside their pelvis finally cleared and everything started moving again. This is why ancient medical traditions place so much importance on the $1 million point. They recognize that health and vitality could be supported through careful attention. Here, today, modern science is finally confirming what those traditions knew. Massage of the perineum improves blood flow, stimulates nerves, and eases tension in the pelvic floor. And here's where it becomes truly practical. It's one thing to know the perineum is important, but it's another to learn how to actually find it and stimulate it correctly. In the next section, I'll guide you step by step through locating this spot and performing the massage in a safe, comfortable way you can do in your own home. 3, how to find and massage it. Now that you know the perineum is the secret intersection where blood vessels, nerves, and even the prostate connect, the question is simple. How do you actually find it? And what do you do once you've located it? I want you to imagine this moment as if I were right there in the room with you, guiding your hand with the same calm reassurance I've given to thousands of men before. The perineum sits in that small stretch of skin between your scrotum and your anus right in the middle. It might feel a little awkward at first because it's an area men rarely pay attention to, but I promise you with a bit of patience, you'll know when you found it. When you press gently with your fingertips, you should feel a slight indentation. Soft but sensitive, and maybe even a little tender. That tenderness is not a sign of harm. It's actually confirmation that you've discovered the right spot. Once you've found it, the technique is simple. Place your index and middle finger together and use them to apply steady, moderate pressure. Imagine how you'd press on a ripe tomato, firm enough to feel its structure, but gentle enough not to break it. That's the pressure you want. From there, begin to make small circles clockwise for 30 seconds and then counterclockwise for another 30 seconds. This 1-minute routine is often enough to begin improving circulation and releasing tension. Some men prefer a gentle up and down motion instead, almost like bouncing lightly on the spot. Others find benefit in pressing firmly for 5 seconds and then releasing for 5 seconds, creating a rhythmic pump that encourages blood flow. It's important to remember that this is not about digging in hard or forcing results. Too much pressure will only leave you sore and discouraged. Think of it less like a workout and more like a gentle encouragement, a signal to your body to relax and open up again. With practice, the motion becomes second nature, and you'll notice how your body begins to respond. More warmth, more relaxation, sometimes even a gentle pulsing sensation as fresh blood flows back into areas that had been neglected. The beauty of this technique is its simplicity. You don't need special tools, expensive treatments, or complicated instructions, just your own hands, a comfortable position, and the willingness to give yourself 60 seconds of focused care. At first, it might feel unusual or even slightly awkward, but within a week or two, many men tell me they start looking forward to this quiet ritual, not only for the physical benefits, but for the sense of control it gives them over their own health. And while you can do this massage dry, there is a way to make it far more effective and comfortable using the right oils. In the next part, I'll explain exactly which oils to choose and how they transform this simple massage into a powerful daily practice. 4. Oils that make it work better. While you can certainly perform this massage without anything on your fingers, I found through years of working with men that the right oil can make the experience not only more comfortable, but also far more effective. Think of it this way. Oil isn't just about reducing friction. It's about unlocking extra layers of healing, boosting circulation, calming inflammation, and nourishing the very tissues that have been neglected for too long. I still remember one gentleman in his 70s who came to me skeptical about this practice. He tried it dry for a week and admitted it felt a little awkward and not very effective. When I suggested he use oil, everything changed. Within days, he noticed more warmth, more flow, and an overall sense of ease. Sometimes the smallest adjustment makes the biggest difference. So, which oils are worth your time? At the top of my list is castor oil. This oil has been used for centuries in traditional medicine because of its rare ability to penetrate deep into the tissues. It carries rosenic acid, a compound that calms inflammation and stimulates circulation at the same time. When applied to the perineum, castor oil seems to sink in deeper than most, almost as if it's reaching the muscles and vessels beneath the skin. Many men describe a gentle, warming sensation afterward, which is a direct sign of blood flow improving. Another excellent choice is coconut oil, particularly virgin coconut oil. This is the option I often recommend for men with more sensitive skin because it is naturally antibacterial, soothing, and absorbs cleanly without leaving a greasy film. Coconut oil also contains compounds that support hormone balance and reduce low-grade inflammation, both of which matter for erectile health. And let's be honest, it smells a lot better than castor oil, which some men find medicinal. For those who want something more potent, black seed oil is another remarkable option. This oil contains thymoquinone, a compound linked in studies to improve blood flow and support for testosterone. In Middle Eastern traditions, it has been prized for centuries as a tonic for male vitality. The only downside is that it can be harder to find and a little more expensive, but for some men, the results feel worth it. And if you want to take things to another level, you can blend these oils and even add a few drops of essential oils. Peppermint oil can invigorate circulation, rosemary stimulates the nerves, and sandalwood has long been associated with male reproductive health. Just remember, essential oils are powerful, so just 3 or 4 drops per ounce of carrier oil is more than enough. Using oils turns this from a simple massage into a true ritual of care. It's not just about your fingers pressing into the tissue. It's about the therapeutic properties of the oils working alongside your touch. And when you combine the two, the results can feel stronger, faster, and longer lasting. Now that you know how to enhance this massage with oils, the next question is simple. Why does this technique actually work? In the following section, I'll break down the science that explains exactly what's happening inside your body each time you press this spot. 5. Why it works. The science. When you first hear the idea of pressing on a single point for just a minute a day, it might sound too simple to make a difference. But once you understand what's happening inside your body, the entire practice begins to make sense. Over the years, I've explained this to countless men who walked into my office doubtful, and I've watched their eyes light up as the science connected with their own lived experience. Let me take you through it step by step. The first and most obvious effect is improved blood flow. When you apply pressure and gentle movement to the perineum, you are essentially acting like a pump. You're pushing stagnant blood out of the tissues and encouraging fresh oxygen-rich blood to move in. Erections depend entirely on this surge of blood. And the more often you encourage circulation, the stronger and more responsive the system becomes. Many men describe a warmth that builds during or after the massage. That's blood returning to areas that had been deprived. Second, you're waking up nerves that may have grown sluggish over time. The nerves responsible for erection and sensation run directly through the perineal region. And when they are compressed by tight muscles or poor posture, their signals become weak. Gentle massage decompresses them, allowing messages to travel freely again. It's like wiping the dust off an old electrical contact. The signal becomes clear and strong once more. Third, this massage indirectly supports your prostate. The prostate sits just above the perineum, and when circulation improves in that region, the prostate benefits too. Better blood flow can reduce congestion, support hormone activity, and even ease some urinary symptoms that so many men struggle with as they age. I've had men tell me that not only did their erections improve, but their trips to the bathroom at night decreased noticeably. Fourth, you're releasing tension in the pelvic floor. These muscles often become knotted and overworked, just like the muscles in your shoulders or back. But because they're hidden deep inside, most men never realize the role they play in erections, orgasm, and bladder control. By loosening these trigger points, the entire pelvic system functions more smoothly and powerfully. And finally, there's a nervous system effect that many men underestimate. This massage stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your body that promotes relaxation, healing, and restoration. Stress hormones like cortisol, which interfere with sexual function, begin to drop. That's why so many men report not only better performance, but also a sense of calm, clarity, and emotional balance after making this massage a daily habit. All of these changes are happening at once. Blood flow, nerve health, prostate support, muscle relaxation, and nervous system balance. That's why such a small, simple act carries such profound benefits. But knowing it works is only half the battle. The real question is, when should you do it and how often to see the best results? That's exactly what we'll explore next. 6. Timing and frequency. One of the questions men ask me most often is, Doctor, when is the best time to do this massage and how often should I be doing it? It's a fair question because with practices like this, timing and consistency make all the difference. Over the years, I've guided men in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s through this routine, and I've seen a clear pattern. When you treat it like a daily ritual instead of an occasional experiment, the results begin to build layer upon layer until you notice genuine changes in how your body responds. Mornings are an excellent time to practice. That's when your testosterone levels are naturally at their peak. By massaging the perineum soon after waking, you're taking advantage of your body's own hormonal rhythm, almost as if you're amplifying the signal your body is already trying to send. Men who choose the morning often report feeling energized throughout the day, and some notice their spontaneous erections becoming firmer even during the first week. Evenings, however, have their own unique advantage. A gentle 1-minute massage before bed encourages the nervous system to shift into a more relaxed state. It lowers stress hormones, calms the pelvic floor, and can improve the quality of nighttime erections, as well as morning wood the next day. I've heard countless men describe how their sleep became deeper and their mood steadier after ending the day with this short routine. In the beginning, I usually recommend starting with every other day. This allows your body to adapt without irritation or soreness. After a week, most men can comfortably shift to once daily. And for those who truly enjoy the benefits, twice a day, morning and night, can offer even greater results. But let me be clear, this is not about how hard or how long you massage. A single minute done consistently is far more powerful than occasional long sessions. Think of it like exercise. You don't get fit by going to the gym once a week and exhausting yourself. You get fit by showing up every day and giving your body the stimulus it needs to grow stronger. It's also worth noting that if you're planning intimacy, doing the massage 2 to 3 hours beforehand often works best. It primes the system without overstimulating it, leaving you feeling ready rather than distracted. Over time, you'll discover the rhythm that suits your lifestyle. But the golden rule is simple: consistency over intensity. Now that you know when and how often to do it, the next step is just as important: avoiding the common mistakes that can keep men from experiencing the real benefits. And that's exactly what we'll uncover next. 7 common mistakes to avoid. Whenever I teach men about this massage, I always emphasize that it's not just about what you do, but also about what you should avoid. Too many men get excited about the idea of restoring potency and rush in with the wrong approach. Then when they don't see results, or worse, when they feel discomfort, they give up altogether. I don't want that to happen to you. Let me share the most common mistakes I've seen over my years of practice, so you can sidestep them and stay on the path toward real improvement. The first mistake is pressing too hard. I understand the temptation. Many of us were raised with the idea that harder means better, that more effort leads to more results. But in this case, it's the opposite. Pressing with too much force can leave you feeling sore or even bruised the next day, and that soreness discourages consistency. Remember, this is not a deep tissue massage of your back or shoulders. This is delicate tissue filled with sensitive nerves and blood vessels. Think gentle encouragement, not brute strength. The second mistake is skipping the oil. Some men want to keep things simple and think they can just press with dry fingers, but the truth is, oil does far more than make the massage comfortable. It nourishes the skin, improves circulation, and often adds therapeutic properties of its own. Skipping it means you're leaving half the benefits on the table. Another mistake is choosing the wrong position. If you're twisting your arm, straining your back, or cramping your hand just to reach the perineum, you won't stick with this practice. Comfort matters. Whether you're lying down with your knees bent, sitting on the edge of a chair, or standing with one foot on a stool, find the position that allows you to relax and focus without strain. And perhaps the most damaging mistake of all is giving up too soon. I've seen men try this for 3 days, not notice a dramatic transformation, and decide it doesn't work. That's like planting a seed and expecting a tree by the weekend. This technique works cumulatively. With each day, circulation improves, tension decreases, nerves wake up, and the body relearns how to function. But you have to give it time. Avoiding these mistakes will help you stay consistent and comfortable, which is exactly what leads to lasting change. And when you do stay consistent, you'll discover something wonderful. The benefits of this simple 1-minute practice go far beyond stronger erections. In fact, the improvements often show up in areas of life you'd never expect. And that's what we'll explore next. 8. Unexpected benefits beyond erections. Most men begin this practice because they want stronger, more reliable erections, and that's an important goal. But what often surprises them, and honestly still amazes me after years of recommending this technique, is how many other areas of life begin to improve. When you take a single minute each day to massage this hidden spot, the ripple effects extend far beyond sexual function. I've had men in their 60s or 70s, even 80s, come back to me weeks later with stories that sound almost too good to be true, yet they're consistent and real. One of the first benefits many men notice is improved bladder control. That dribbling after urination, the frequent trips to the bathroom at night, those frustrating reminders of aging often diminish significantly. Why? Because by relaxing and strengthening the pelvic floor, you're giving your bladder the support it needs to function properly. I remember one patient in his late 60s who told me he went from waking up 4 times a night to only once and sometimes not at all. His wife was happier too because they both finally enjoyed uninterrupted sleep. Another unexpected benefit is the relief of chronic pelvic or lower back pain. The muscles of the pelvic floor connect to the hips, lower spine, aches, and achy, even the core. When these muscles are tight and knotted, they pull on everything around them. By releasing tension, you ease strain in areas that may have bothered you for years. I'll never forget a gentleman in his 70s who told me his nagging hip pain of 5 years vanished after 3 weeks of consistent practice. His physical therapist was shocked, but he knew exactly why. It was this daily massage. Men also report more stability during exercise, greater endurance, and faster recovery. The pelvic floor is part of your body's foundation, and when it functions properly, your whole system moves with more balance and efficiency. Even mental clarity and mood can improve. Stress hormones drop, circulation improves, and with that comes a feeling of lightness, focus, and vitality. Some men tell me they feel more confident in daily life simply because they're finally taking care of an area they'd ignored for decades. These benefits remind us that this massage isn't just about restoring performance in the bedroom. It's about supporting overall health, dignity, and quality of life. But knowing the benefits is only half of the equation. The real key is making this practice a permanent part of your daily routine. And in the next section, I'll share how to build it into your life so it feels natural, effortless, and impossible to forget. 9. Making it a daily habit. The greatest challenge with any health practice is not learning what to do. It's sticking with it long enough to see the real benefits. I've seen men get excited, try the massage for a few days, and then let it slip away, buried under the distractions of daily life. The truth is, this technique works best not as a